The Detroit Historical Society and Wayne County officials have partnered for the Wayne County History Project.
The first exhibit open right now. Our Shante Passmore is live with a look at this new project. Good morning.
Hey, Jamie and Priya and everyone back at home. Good morning to you. You know, this is exciting because, Rebecca, you were telling me moments ago, this is the first time you feature this exhibit here at the Detroit Historical Museum. Good morning.
Good morning. Yes, it is. And we love to do something a little new, especially for Pride.
Right, coinciding with the Awareness Month of Pride. Okay, so what do we have here? What is this called?
This is called Hotter Than July. And Hotter Than July is Detroit's Black Gay Pride celebration. Been going on for 30 years.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that people can expect when you see here? I mean, a lot of this you had to source from the community, right?
We did. This is definitely a community exhibit, and you know, they provide the content. We turn it into something really cool for a museum. So you're going to see iconography from the celebration. You're going to see photographs. You'll see banners, you know, big banner thing, of course, you know, with a celebration like this, really rooted in the community. Takes place in Palmer Park for 30 years. You're going to see kind of all of that stuff really baked into a museum exhibit.
Right, so walk us through some of these photos that we're seeing over here to our left.
Yeah, you know what we love these community exhibits because they really come from really inside of the community's thing. I love the photo with the clergy by the tree. That tree was planted in 1998, if you can imagine. It's this huge now because 30 years, trees do their thing. But it's a place to honor. It's a centerpiece for that celebration every year now.
And so real quick, let's segue into another new exhibit looking at the history of Wayne County. That's not here.
It's not here. That is at the Guardian Building. Something that folks don't know. Your Detroit Historical Society also stages exhibits outside of the museum. This was a special one because we are covering all the communities in Wayne County over 18 months. So you're going to be able to see that exhibition changing over every 3 months or so at the Guardian Building.
That's exciting. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for your time. We'll send it back over to you guys.
Oh, that's great to see all of those contributions and ties to local history. Thank you so much, Shante. Well, happening this morning, the first exhibit for the Wayne County History Project.
Exciting. Shante is at the Detroit Historical Museum right now. Hey, Shante, what do you have for us now?
Well, good morning, guys. We're taking a little bit of break from talking about exhibits rather, because this morning we want to talk about the gift store here at the Detroit Historical Museum. Good morning again, Rebecca.
Good morning.
So I've got this lovely Tigers jacket here.
Sure do.
And this is part of a Father's Day, I'm going to call it steals and deals here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, all of our coolest stuff on sale for Father's Day. So you got to get in here. And you know what? People don't realize that the museum store here at the Detroit Historical Museum, we have one at the Dawson Great Lakes Museum too. It's got some of the most unique stuff in Detroit, especially for your sports apparel, especially for your car apparel. We've just got everything dads like. It's right here.
And some of the stuff I've seen here, the jackets, I'm not going to see that anywhere else. Like, let's talk about real quick, one of those jackets over there normally goes for what?
Normally goes for $250, $150 for Dad's Day this year.
Oh, okay. Something to get for our pops. Okay. Now let's segue because you've got something to commemorate Juneteenth. What do we have over here?
So, you know, our little Juneteenth display here, we've got a Juneteenth program on Juneteenth, of course, June 19th. Some high school essayists are going to be here making presentations. The museum will be open. But, you know, again, our gift shop selection, if you want to celebrate Juneteenth in a kind of unique way, we've got the stuff for you.
Now, let's also talk about a new rotating exhibit that just debuted yesterday. What is that about?
Our Wayne County History Project. So proud to be working with Wayne County Executive Warren Evans on this thing. So 43 communities in Wayne County, which, you know, that was news to me. We are going to be featuring all of them over the next 18 months. The first exhibit in the Guardian Building just opened yesterday. It's really fascinating, you know, to see the individual histories of all of these communities. There's some cool giveaways there. It's really worth a visit.
And I saw the list. Every community in Wayne County is going to have a spotlight on it eventually.
Eventually, exactly. We're doing, you know, 6 or 7 of them at a time. Every 3 months, there'll be a new one opening. And you get to visit the Guardian Building, one of the most spectacular architectural feats, I honestly think, in the country, certainly in Detroit.
Very fitting. Thank you, Rebecca.
Absolutely. Thanks for being
Appreciate it. So you can do a little bit of shopping for your dad or shopping for yourself and learn a little bit of history. Priya and Jamie, I think that's a win-win.
Yeah, and I love
I like
that.
the coat
Exactly.
that you're wearing.
That was the first thing both of us noticed. You're looking good, Shante. Okay.
It's great.
All right, maybe you found something for yourself. We know how much we all love to shop, so.
One
maybe
for me, one for you.
Exactly.
Thank you, guys.
Well, if you're looking to learn some interesting history about the Cass Corridor, then you might want to head over to the Detroit Historical Museum for one of their newest exhibits.
Great place, great
Yeah.
exhibits from photography to calligraphy. You can learn about the works of the late Ralph Rinaldi. Local 4's Shante Passmore out there live with more details on his life's work. Shante.
Happy Sunday morning to you and everyone back at home. Welcome to Motor City Music. Yes, this morning in this segment, we are taking a walk a little bit down memory lane. And joining me this morning is Rebecca. And so what are we seeing over there? We saw some iconic venues. Sorry, it's so
That's
early in the
right.
morning. Venues on the wall over there.
You know what? Detroit's just known for its iconic music venues. You know, the Rooster Tail is up there, Motor Bar is up there. The Rooster Tail, the scene for some really historic, truly historic performances. Still relevant. They're hosting some cool stuff this summer. Great partners of ours as well. And, you know, this exhibit that we're in right now, another iconic Detroit music venue, Elvin's, just down the street from the museum, actually. And what we're seeing are these amazing letterpress flyers, you know, the kind of things that you would see on a telephone pole or stuck up on a bulletin board somewhere. What folks didn't know is that it's original art. Produced by Ralph Rinaldi, a local artist. He passed away a couple of years ago. These are things from his collection, original art. That back in the day you could just pick up anywhere. We're so lucky to have this amazing collection.
I was going to say, because when you see a flyer like on a utility pole, you don't think much about it, but he saved a lot of it. It's in pristine condition. Amazing.
Absolutely. And you don't think about the artist behind it, right? So the font selection, the hand lettering, the true art, and for these letterpress, so produced on a printing press that you don't think about either, because you know nowadays so much stuff is done on digital, so it's just a different seeing the real artistry behind these flyers, these posters. It kind of really puts you there in a way because someone's hands were on them. These were made by somebody. They were made by Ralph.
Now, you know, a lot of people from Detroit, Metro Detroit, they're going to say, oh, I know all there is to know about the music scene here. But do you think there's going to be something that's surprising to people when they come out? Because this is a brand new exhibit.
This is a brand new exhibit. Absolutely. You're going to see stuff that you haven't seen before. You're going to learn about things that you haven't learned about. And then you're going to be able to kind of touch that nostalgia, remember some of the bands, some of the performers that you might have seen back in the day, which, you know, having that as a part of this exhibit is really what makes it special.
It's super cool in here, you guys. I got to tell you, I would say, Jamie and Priya, after the morning show, you got to make your way down here or later this week, because it's a lot to take in. You definitely could spend easily an hour here or so just in this gallery.
Yeah, in that one space, for sure. There's so much to take in and all that history as well. Shante, thanks for making us all aware of the local tie-ins there. Thanks. June, of course, is Pride Month, and as the Motor City celebrates Pride this weekend, you can dig a little deeper and learn about the history of the first ever Pride celebration held over 50 years ago.
50 years. All right. Local 4's Shante Passmore is out live with details on how you can learn more about coming out in Detroit.
Well, Priya and Jamie, I think when you think about the Pride Parade, which is supposed to kick off at noon later today, what a lot of people don't understand is it was actually, Rebecca, it was a Pride March. Good morning.
Good morning. It sure was. 1972. We've been doing this for 23 or 53 years. It was a demonstration back then. You know, at that time, the community was really still trying to establish itself, fight for some rights, fight for some recognition. It was a march, not a parade at that time. And I think the fact that we can parade today shows a little bit of growth in us as a community.
So from demonstration to celebration, what I love about how you're sharing the history here in this space, it's kind of told through a lens of like a comic strip, a comic book.
It is, we're all about comic books this season at the Historical Museum, and it's just this graphic novel, this comic book kind of format is really approachable. It allows you to get these kind of snippets of the story of that very first march in a way that makes it really accessible for people, and it's fun to look at.
So this actually debuted in 2022, but it's really backed by popular demand, this exhibit.
Absolutely. It was so popular back on the 50th anniversary that we wanted to bring it back, and especially because we're doing a lot of graphic novel comic book stuff right now, and so it really made sense to bring it back. It's also a topic that's important to us. We tell all of Detroit's stories here at the Historical Museum, and during Pride Month, on the day of the Pride parade, now here in Detroit, just really a great opportunity to bring this really good exhibit back.
And really quick before we toss it back to the studio, I was telling you not too long ago, I feel like when people go to a museum, we all process the art or the artifact, whatever it is that we're looking at differently. But this space, it has to feel different, especially given today, especially given the month.
Absolutely. This is a little bit of a calmer space in our museum. It's contemplative. It allows you to come and absorb these stories, reflect a little bit on your own past, your own history with this subject matter. It's really it's a very inclusive space. It's one where we want you to come and feel comfortable and feel your own celebration a little bit too.
Thank you so much for your time, Rebecca. Perfect.
So, such a pleasure.
Awesome. We'll send it back over to you guys.
Yeah, and you certainly want to take part in the celebration and learn about other people, so that's a great exhibit to check out. Thanks, Shante. The Wayne County History Project just opened yesterday to showcase the roots of several important communities.
And one part of the exhibit is how Detroit helped shape the comic book history. How about that? Shante Passmore is back with what's in store.
And Shante, I covered this opening a few weeks ago. Fascinating how many Detroit connections we have in the comic book world.
Oh, 100%, Priya. Like, even when you look at this character from Futurama, Bender, Bill Morrison, a Michigan native who we met not too long ago at a Comic-Con. He's from here. His work is in LA and Hollywood, all over the world we're seeing, of course. Yep. So, Rebecca, we've been having so much fun here at the Detroit Historical Museum. A lot of people are wondering, why bring comic books into this space?
You know what? So much variety in this museum, right? And that's because we work really hard to make sure that we're telling all of Detroit's stories. We want everybody who comes here to find a little bit of themselves in our halls and on our walls. And this is another one of those kind of unique, kind of niche sort of subject matters where a lot of people can attach themselves to it, and we want them to come in here and kind of geek out and get really into the subject matter. And there are so many Detroit creators. We just had to make this thing, and this is one of those exhibits that we made ourselves, right? So our curators really designed this story. Our graphic designers put all of the panels together. We had the great help from so many great graphic designers and creators in this space who donated stuff. Really makes for a really dynamic exhibit. It's one of our really, honestly, most fun ones here in the museum right now.
It's so wild to think from the Motor City to Hollywood. I mean, you've got some things here from the silver screen.
Absolutely. So this subject matter really reaches across genres, across platforms. It's one of the things that makes it so engaging to so many people, and we hope everybody comes here to see it.
Absolutely. It's crazy, though, because I was telling you earlier, when I was a kid, I grew up watching The Simpsons. I don't know if I was supposed to be watching it, but I was. And other things, too, here. And now to see it part of a museum, historical, it doesn't feel like it's old or classic or anything, right? We're still young.
Well, one of the things we do here is collect and create the history that we're making right now. So as a historical society, half of our job is to show that old history, the things that happened hundreds of years ago. Half of it is to save the history that's happening right now that we are all creating, so that in 50 years, 100 years, the people who come next have something to talk about and show.
Something to talk about in the next half hour. We're actually going to be speaking with the curator of this exhibit here, this gallery space. And I got to tell you this, Priya, I don't remember if you remember, but when I was doing the Comic-Con with Bill Morrison, he actually drew a sketch of me, and I have it right next to my desk. I love it.
We totally remember because Nick and I were so jealous watching him draw it. It was so beautiful. She looked amazing in it.
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
Just during the interview, he's just sketching it. It was so cool, Shante.
So quick.
It's so quick, too.
Yeah, he was great.
All
And
right,
super
thanks, Shante.
nice.
We'll check in with you in just a bit.
The Detroit Historical Society and Wayne County officials have partnered for the Wayne County History Project.
This is so cool. And to show us one of the dozens of things that you can learn from it, our Shante Passmore is live this morning checking it out herself. Oh, you've got the man himself, Shante.
That is right. We are talking to the curator of this exhibit here, and it's hard to believe, Billy, that everything in this space is someone from Detroit. Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you?
So walk us through what's the space we're in and what's it called, and this has really been something you've been wanting to do for a long time.
A very long time. So we are at the Detroit Historical Museum in the Hero vs. Villains, Detroit's comic book story exhibition, and we have been talking about doing this exhibition for a very long time, because when people think about comics, they think about the coast, but this exhibit showcases over 50 artists and writers right here from southeastern Michigan, and the breadth of their work, the creativity of the worlds they've created, demand celebration.
100%. And actually, you got to interview some of them, right?
Yeah, we got to sit down with about 17 of the creators. They took time out of their very busy schedules because many of them are still actively working, actively creating, and it was an absolute joy. They shared their inspirations with us, what they're hoping for, what they wanted people to get out of their work, and what Detroit meant to them, how it inspired them, how it infused itself or showed up in their work, and we love sharing those stories.
Okay, so this has been open for a while, but this is brand new. What's the reception been like?
It's been absolutely fantastic. It has been slightly distracting for all the school groups, though. When we're trying to get them to go along, they just Simpsons catch their eye, Big City Greens catches their eye, and we got to kind of shuffle them along. All the artists we've spoken to have been very, very excited. They are blown away that we're doing this, and the public's reception has been also very, very warm. They are excited that we're celebrating art, that we're celebrating creativity, and they're shocked to learn just how many superheroes and properties are connected to Detroit.
And it all goes back to celebrating Detroit. Thank you so much, Billy. Appreciate it. And Billy does want to set the record straight. This is not a traveling exhibit. This was all something that the team here at the Detroit Historical Society put together for everyone here in Metro Detroit to enjoy. I'll send it back to you guys.
Well, thank goodness it's not traveling. We want
We
it
don't
here.
want to share.
Yeah, forever. Thanks,
That's
Shante.
right.
Yeah, that is a really cool, when you see it up close. And
I
they've got-
want to.
It's so
I
amazing.
want to.
Yeah.
All right, good to know.